The Murray-Darling Basin connected rivers cover more than 1 million square kilometres of the east coast of Australia, or 1/7 of Australia's landmass. These connected catchments take up the northwest part of Victoria, affecting the environment and the economy. Environmental groups say they have grave concerns with the Napthine government policy on water recovery in the area.
Well, we've got a bit of a conflict at the moment with our current water minister here in Victoria is a previous president of the National Farmers Federation. He's from the National Party. He's got really strong links to the irrigator interests. And the Victorian government has taken a strong position of trying to reduce the amount of water recovery. So that's a really big concern of ours.
Environment Victoria believed that the compromises by stakeholders were not adequate enough for the Murray-Darling Basin plan.
When the plan came out, it was a huge compromise between environmental interests and irrigator interests. It was a political compromise which had to be made to get the plan through. And so we thought that the volume of water recovery should be quite significantly higher than it's actually worked out to be.
But CEO of Victorian Farmers Federation, Graham Ford, believes that the current water allocation is still not sufficient enough.
We've got some concerns around the buyback scheme. Obviously, every megalitre of water that's taken out of the system is a megalitre of water that's taken out of the irrigation and the economic activity that produces within the Murray-Darling Basin regional areas. Take that economic activity around, you take away jobs, you take away activity.
While reforms for the plan in Victoria are still a well away down the track, current concerns are mounting on which future state government will best implement the scheme.
The Basin Plan, or the foundation of the Basin Plan, is laid down. Now it's about implementation. So the implementation is important to us, but effectively that's based on a Victorian system, Victorian laws. It's about those Commonwealth agreements. So the debate's moved on now to about implementation of all the principles that have been agreed to. The major problem for our irrigators at the moment is actually the cost of water.
Liberal, National and Labor candidates who are currently campaigning for seats in all northern Victoria regions will have to assure voters that their respective parties will manage the Murray-Darling Basin interest effectively. In a statement, the retiring local member for Northern Victoria, Labor's Kay Devenesa, believe they are the best party for the health of the Murray-Darling Basin.
The Northern Victorian community understands just how important the health of the Murray and its tributaries are to the region. The majority of people in these towns, particularly farmers, support generating water savings through investment in water delivery and on-farm irrigation infrastructure. The former Victorian Labor government understood this, and that's why we supported the $2 billion upgrade of the irrigation network delivery system.
You can't turn the Murray-Darling, particularly the Murray River, back to its natural state. It is a managed river now. It is full of locks. It's got dams all the way along it. It's got locks all the way along it. Unless you remove all those structures, it is never going to be a natural flowing river ever again. And I don't think any government is in that space. So then the challenge is, okay, how do we manage it best, given what we've already done in the past? How do we manage it the best going forward with the best science that we have?
So the question remains, who should govern the ever-changing Murray-Darling Basin now and into the future? It is now up to regional voters to decide which party is best suited for the job. Thomas Spottiswoode, Unipol Watch.